Okay. It's the Monday after the 4th of July. So you're going to have to ignore how I look. Have you heard that something weird's going on with the sun? All these weird videos are coming out of the sun being in two different places at the same time. And oh, shit. All sorts of weird stuff. Can't believe I'm 45. I can't believe I'm 25 and I'm just now hearing of this stuff. Okay, I'm joking. But I'm not going to admit my real age. So we're still in the same book, the Perrin Trump collection. And we're starting on page 1. I think that says 193. Pardon me. I just woke up. Someone's nose is running. And I only do this in one take. there ain't no filter in or, no, what's that called? Editing with me. Because I have no filter, yeah? Okay. So, setting our 10 minutes. And then I gotta go back to... So I wear glasses. These are my glasses. I have multiple pairs of glasses. I've been wearing glasses since I was a little girl. Now, I get my eyes checked every week or every year, and it's changed a little. But man, I'm telling you, every time I get a new pair of glasses, I can't read out of them. Like I have to pull them farther from my eye. They're almost like at the bottom of my nose. So I guess I gotta get what's that called? Bifocals? Get bifocals? Bifocals for you, bifocals for me. Oh shit, yeah, that's right. Okay. Here we go. Now I hit start. Okay. Again, the monster screwed his leathery face up in a deep, wrinkled smile. The reason of his goodwill, as I afterwards learned, arose from the fact that I had bestowed the terms globe, round, ball-shaped, etc. upon him. For it seemed that nothing could be uttered more pleasing and complimentary to them than the use of such words and expressions as ball, orb, sphere, round-bodied, bullet-shaped, etc. Then in their land, the greatest dignities, honors, and titles of nobility were awarded those whose bodies showed the most perfect roundness, that in proportion as one's body deviated from the shape of a true sphere, he became degraded and excluded from society. To such wretched subjects the king assigned the performance of all mean labor. They were the squares, or outcasts, whom anybody might insult or even enslave with impunity. The richer ones were sometimes able to hide their deformity by means of padding, and in this manner concealed their uneven motion and rolling from the keen eyes of the king. But the poor ones, by their inability to correct their physical defects, at once attracted the king's attention, when he caused his people to roll up and down before him, while he kept up a searching lookout for wobblers or uneven rollers. Well, little baron, whatever that may be, replied the king, or shall I call thee wafer man with cleft edges? Know then that I am King Bugugu, monarch of the round bodies, that these are some of my subjects. Know furthermore, little baron, whatever that may be, that this island is my kingdom, in which no one rules saving me, and that unless it may please my royal daughter, Rolabola, to keep thee and thy attendant, the walking box with cord and flaps, as curiosities to amuse her, thou and thy companion perish at sundown. For, little baron, whatever that may be, it is my royal will, and so it is my father's, and his father's, and so back 1,000 years, that no living creature shall set forth upon the shores of my domain and not pay for his temerity by being crushed to death, literally ground into the soil, until he became a very part of it. Bulger appeared to grasp the meaning of this fierce speech, which was delivered in thundering tones and accompanied by hideous contortions of the speaker's great round visage, flaming as the crimson disk of a tropical sun in the western sky, and followed by an outburst of grunts, groans, and gurglings from the assembled round bodies. And in spite of his inborn courage, his tail fell between his legs, and he slunk nearer to me with a low, anxious whine. But when good Bulger saw the calm expression of my countenance, he quickly recovered himself. His tail resumed its graceful curl, and as I faced King Bugugu with an unruffled exterior, to make reply to the latter's horrible threat, Bulger, too, placed himself at my side with a defiant air. Most gracious sphere, most royal globe, roundest monarch of the great round world, true, I have set foot on the shores of thy domain, but it was not, most majestic sphericity, through choice, a fearful storm in which the warring elements seemed bent upon the destruction of the universe, during which the great ocean hurled itself against the walls of heaven as if to beat out the very stars, while the wide-mouthed gale swooped down upon this petty earth with seeming intent to swallow it and all it contained. I could speak no further. The round bodies broke in upon me with such dismal groans and cries that I stood as if rooted to the earth. Ah, thought I, they too felt the horrible blows of that storm-torn demon which so nearly beat out the life from mine and from Bulger's bodies. Waving my hand as a signal for silence, I proceeded. I bow before the will of thy spherical majesty, whatever it may be. At the same time, I would beg to call the attention of your imperial roundness to the fact that, in the systems of law of all the nations of the globe, a man may not be held responsible for an act which he is made to commit by force or strength greater than his own. I saw that my flattery was telling upon King Gugu as I proceeded to make a still further application of the same remedy. However, most royal globe and perfect sphere of strength and beauty, if in thy great wisdom thou dost decide that we must die, crushed beneath the weight of thy people's bodies, so be it. Great ball-shaped monarch, I am but a bit and shred of humanity, and how may I dare to oppose the will of your right royal sphericity? King Gugugu smiled till his huge double teeth could be glittering in his cavernous mouth like white rocks in a half-lighted pit, and his body swayed from one side to another in his gigantic glee. "Send for the royal princess," he roared. In a few seconds, in answer to his command, a round body came rolling across the plain with the swiftness of the wind. The crowd of retainers fell back, and the new corner arrested her flight by the side of King Bugugu. I could not see that she was a bit more beautiful than those about her, although she was a royal princess. True, she was a globe of girth. she was a globe of smaller girth. Her face was somewhat less repellent, and beneath a long and heavy fringe of lashes, I caught a glimpse of a pair of good-natured, roguish eyes, and my perfect knowledge of human and brute nature told me at a glance that I could but gain the goodwill of that strange being. Bulger and I would be safe. My dear little round papa, cried Rollabola, for such proved to be her name. Where did those funny things come from? Are they really alive? Won't they bite or sting? What do they eat? What shall I keep them in? Will you make me a cage for them? Oh, I am so glad. And she bounded about, now this way, now that, now into the air like an animated rubber ball, drumming like a partridge all the while. Behold us then, Bulger and me, prisoners in the land of the round bodies, with the Princess Rollabola as our keeper. Hope sank low within our poor hearts. I dared not breathe, or a word in opposition of the will of King Ugugu, or the caprice of Rollabola, lest the order should be revoked. At least, in the keeping of Princess Rollabola, we would be more likely to receive gentle treatment, and that was almost a matter of life and death. We should have great chances of making our escape from the island of King Ugugu. Bow. At least in the keeping of the Princess Rollabola, that's what I'm calling her, Rollabola, we would be more likely to receive gentle treatment, and that was almost a matter of life and death. We should have great chances of making our escape from the island of King Ugugu, as we were commanded to follow the princess. As Bulger and I started after Rollabola with a brisk gait, the very clouds fairly snapped asunder. So great was the shout of laughter which the round body sent up. Seemingly, it had not occurred to them until that moment how ridiculously different our mode of locomotion was from theirs. Look, O king, they cried. He can neither roll nor hop. See how he edges along, leaning first on one foot, then another. I just don't understand. I don't know how I'm yawning. Even though I've been up for a little while, what do I delete it? Okay, here. I guess I'm gonna delete it. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I gotta mark where we're at. Oh my goodness. Okay, so hope sank low within our poor hearts. That's page 195. 195. And we started on page 193. If who's gonna make me happy, then who is? I'm gonna have to make myself laugh. And I have a very dark sense of humor. Quit procrastinating on anything and everything. Time wasted is just that, wasted. Avoid distractions and the noise around me. Block it out. The art of continuous self-love through food, through water intake, through intentional meditation and thought. Something inside of me is superior to circumstance. Is it kind? Is it true? Does it reflect my authentic self? Focus more on money and its education. Focus more on self-discipline. See the sun, honor the moon. Forward momentum. The path out of hell is through misery. Honor my journey. I am a slave to my own incessant urge to escape the present moment. Meditate, walk, journal, stretch, love animals, leave life to wander all it needs. Less stress, more fairy tale. Work on bettering the love I show my body through the food and beverage I put in it. With money, it's not what you make, but what you keep. Focus. Lose any ties to victim mentality. Continue to help yourself. Amen. Okay. I gotta go get the day started. Peace out, homies.